There are moments in life that don't announce themselves. They don't arrive with music swelling in the background or a slow-motion camera capturing every detail. They happen in the quiet spaces, a glance that lasts a second too long, a laugh that catches you off guard, a silence that somehow says everything. For Dylan Wang, one of the most watched and most talked about men in Chinese entertainment, that moment happened when nobody was looking. And that, more than anything else, is what makes it real. You already know the surface story. Dylan Wang and Shen Yue, two of the most magnetic stars in the industry, were co-stars before they were anything else. They shared a set, shared scenes, shared the kind of intense on-screen chemistry that makes audiences lose their minds. But chemistry on camera is a craft. Actors train for it. What you cannot train for, what no director can manufacture, is the moment the camera stops rolling and the feeling doesn't. That is the story nobody has fully told yet. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a moment like this one. Hit that button right now. The timeline, when you look at it closely, tells you something most people skip right past. Early in their working relationship, Dylan Wang carried himself the way young men in his position often do, guarded, professional, composed in that carefully constructed way that fame teaches you quickly. He was charming because the industry required charm. He was warm because the cameras expected warmth. But those who watched closely noticed something shift. Not on the big days. Not during press tours or fan meetings, or any of the moments designed for public consumption. It shifted in the in-between moments, the ones that were never supposed to be seen. There is a version of the story that lives in old behind-the-scenes footage, in the kind of clips that surface years after filming wraps, and suddenly the whole internet is watching them with completely new eyes. In those clips, you can see it. Not a grand gesture, nothing so obvious. It is the way Dylan Wang's attention moves in a room. It is the way, without any apparent reason, his eyes find her. Not because a director told him to look, not because a photographer was positioned to capture it, but because something in him had already made a decision that his mind hadn't fully caught up with yet. That is how real recognition works. The heart figures it out first. The head takes considerably longer. People who have studied Dylan Wang's interviews from this period, and there are fans who have studied them with the kind of dedication most people reserve for academic research, point to a specific pattern in how he spoke about her versus how he spoke about everything else. When the subject was his career, his projects, his ambitions, he was precise and deliberate. Every word accounted for. But when Shen Yue entered the conversation, even indirectly, something loosened. The cadence changed. He would pause in places he didn't need to pause. He would choose softer words than the question required. He would say less than he knew, which, for anyone paying attention, said everything. There is a particular kind of awareness that comes over a person when they realize someone has become necessary to them. It is not romantic in the storybook sense, not at first. It is more unsettling than that. It is the realization that a specific person's presence has become the standard against which other moments are measured. That a room is slightly different when they are in it. That a day has a different quality depending on whether they were part of it. Dylan Wang, by every account from people close to that period of his life, went through exactly that kind of reckoning. And he went through it quietly, because that is the thing about men who feel deeply. They tend to process it alone first. They turn it over. They question it. They try to find a rational explanation for something that is, by its very nature, irrational. Why this person? Why now? Why does this feel different from anything before it? The questions don't come with easy answers. But eventually, if you're lucky, they stop feeling like questions at all. The moment itself, the hidden one, the one this whole story is really about, was not a dramatic confrontation or a cinematic confession. By every indication, it was something smaller. A moment of unexpected vulnerability, the kind that slips out when someone's guard drops without warning. Shen Yue, in the way that people who are genuinely themselves tend to do, revealed something unscripted, something honest. And Dylan Wang, in receiving it, understood with complete and sudden clarity that he did not want to be anywhere else in the world. That this, whatever this was something worth protecting. That is the hidden moment. Not a kiss, not a declaration, just the quiet, irreversible understanding that someone has changed the coordinates of your interior world, and there is no going back to the map you were using before. What makes this story resonate far beyond the typical celebrity narrative is that it mirrors something deeply human. Most people do not fall in love in the ways movies suggest. They do not fall all at once in a single electric instant. They fall gradually, then, suddenly, to borrow a phrase that has circled the internet for years because it happens to be exactly true. They accumulate moments, small ones, private ones, until one day the accumulation reaches a tipping point and the truth of it becomes impossible to look away from. Dylan Wang reached that tipping point, and everything that followed, every public moment, every glimpse the world has gotten of what exists between him and Shen Yue has been colored by whatever happened in that quiet, unfilmed, unhighlighted instant when he simply knew. The world loves a love story, but what it loves even more is a love story that feels earned. One that didn't begin with a press release or a coordinated reveal. One that began, instead, with a man in a quiet moment, looking at a woman who had no idea she was being seen so completely, and realizing with the full weight of certainty that his life had just changed direction without asking his permission. That is the story of Dylan Wang and Shen Yue. Not the version told in headlines. The version that lives underneath all of that, in the pauses, in the peripheral glances, in the words he chose carefully, and the ones he couldn't quite find. In a hidden moment that became the foundation of everything. Some things start loudly. The best things tend to start in silence.